Hello, Brian Gleis here with the Scott Insurance Agency with another episode of your Insurance Survivor podcast. Today's topic is, how is your car titled? How many times has an insurance agent asked you that? If the answer is never, they should. Time to find a new insurance agent if they haven't. Come talk to Brian Gleis. Why does it matter if your car is titled one way or another? The answer is it matters because of lawsuits that occur, and we don't want to open up Pandora's box accidentally. So in most cases, when I talk to people, they say, my car is titled in my own name. Perfect. Don't have a problem with that. Now let's take it differently. Let's say that you have a kiddo, whether it's a son or a daughter, and I'm going to make them a little older. Let's say they're 21 years old, because 21 is an extremely important age in the kiddo's life. It's a milestone, and it's also, you're already thinking it, it's legal drinking age, okay? So if they are driving a car that is titled in your name or is co-titled in your name because you helped them get a loan and that's the only way that they could do it, when that 21-year-old is out there and they have an accident, okay? Now, I'm not insinuating that they're under the influence of alcohol or anything to that effect, but it's age 21 is when I really start to focus in on this conversation on how these cars are titled. We do it right up front, but at age 21, I want to make sure, because there are so many times that you as a parent are on that title with the kiddo. So your 21-year-old has an accident, and there becomes a lawsuit. The lawyer absolutely knows that your 21-year-old probably doesn't have enough assets to fill a bucket, okay? But when he sees mom and dad's name on the title, I have found the bag of money that I was looking for. So what I tell my clients is that if your kiddo owns a car, let's just gift the car, if at all possible, to the kiddo, get the car in their own name. Now, this can be an issue if the child is too young, because there's not an insurance company out there that wants to insure a 16, 17, 18, even 19-year-old on their own car. They're going to say they don't have enough experience driving. They know they probably don't have a job that can cover all of the bills that are coming in, and it just equals problems. But when the kiddo gets in their 20s, that's the time to do it. I even tell my clients that if it costs your son or daughter more to be on their own policy, help make up the difference instead of being on that title. That is a far lesser evil than getting everybody entwined in a lawsuit whenever your son or daughter has an accident in their car. Why do we want to have your home, your bank accounts, your assets up for grabs at that time if we can make a legal separation? Now, when I talk about legal separation, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is trusts. If your family has created a trust, which is a separate legal entity from you, and many lawyers will suggest this in order for asset protection, so we see it all the time. I was taught that an automobile is a dangerous asset. It's a dangerous asset because it has the most risk. You're out there driving, you can control yourself, but you can't control others. And an accident is defined as an accident because it wasn't on purpose. If it's titled to the trust, you've just opened the trust up to the lawsuit that's going to occur. So what my counsel has told me is to put your bank accounts in the name of the trust, put your life insurance beneficiary as the trust, put your investments in the trust, even put your house in the trust for the most part, but leave your car out of the trust. So let's walk through an accident. We have an accident. The car is in my name. So the individual that I hit could potentially sue Brian Gleis. But if I have titled the rest of my assets to the trust, which is a legal entity, okay, then what can they really sue me for? The only thing that I own is my vehicles. And that's the way I like for it to be set up. Now, I am not a lawyer. I'm also not a podcaster. I'm an insurance agent. So I do want you to get legal counsel to see if this passes muster with your legal counsel. It does. The particular lawyer that I do business with, they were the ones that taught me this concept. And the scary part of this concept is that it makes a certain amount of common sense. If the vehicle's titled to the trust, they have access to everything inside of the trust. If the vehicle's titled to me and the trust is a completely legal separate entity than Brian Gly's, then they have a much harder time getting to the trust. So again, this is something we delve into at the beginning of the policy on how the car is titled. We can step into the commercial world as well. If you created a limited liability corporation in order to protect your personal assets from your business assets, but you're still driving around in a work truck or work car that's titled in your name that you're using in the business, when you have an accident, you're personally going to get sued. So again, we want to title that car in the name of the, or if we want to get super technical, we want to make sure there's an at least, I said trust, I'm in LLC. If we want to get super technical, we at least want to make sure that there is a lease agreement between you and your LLC where you're saying Brian is leasing this truck to the LLC and it's the LLC's responsibility to pay and carry the insurance. So that last part got a little more technical than I really wanted it to. But the most important thing is that you talked to your insurance agent about it. Hopefully your insurance agent talks to you about it first. If they don't, you now have it on the top of your mind, and it's important. So that's it, guys. This is Brian Gly's from the Scott Insurance Agency coming at you with another episode of the Insurance Survivor Podcast. If you find value in this, please pass it on to others that can gain help from this knowledge. We're here if you need us. Thank you. Bye-bye.